Wow. Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Sandisue and this is
Molope, aka Telo Maps.
Oh, okay.
That's what they call me in the streets.
So today we'll be doing a book review on Kopano Matlwa's Period Pain.
Matlwa, babes.
Oh, Matlwa.
Kopano Matlwa.
I've been calling her Matlwa.
Yeah, you gotta check yourself.
Okay. First of all, we're just gonna do a book tag. Sorry, I'll take my phone there. But you could just wait a minute, and I'll go take my phone. Okay. This book tag was okay. I just need to quickly find it. But you can tell us about the book so long.
Okay. So the book is, the main character's name is Masichaba. She is a medical doctor at a public hospital. And so the book basically explores her mental state as a doctor and the things that she's had to go through. But it basically starts with her as a young girl who is starting her period and she has like an abnormal flow. And for the longest time it really made her question herself, and her worth. She never had friends. Her only friend was like her brother. And so she really sheltered herself growing up. And one of the reasons she wanted to become a doctor is so that she could heal herself and heal other women that are like her. I think the first line in this book is just striking. Like, it gets you. Like, oh my gosh. I'm sorry to them. It's like insane, guys. Like, whoa. Like, literally when I read it, like my heart just went So she says, when I first started to bleed, I thought Ma would kill me. I was a naughty child, putting my fingers where I shouldn't, feeling parts of my body I had no business touching. So, when at the Rand Easter show, I saw a thick brown sludge on my Tinkerbell panties, I didn't cry like most girls do. No, I knew immediately that it was my punishment from God and hid the evidence. So it really speaks to how, like, as young girls, we're never taught to believe that our bodies actually belong to us. And so we're always thinking about, what's the next person gonna say? Or am I pretty enough? Am I attractive enough? Or let me not wear the short skirt because men are gonna think that I'm rapeable and things like that. So it's just insane. And so then we get into her life, and also just gives us a personal account of like how the structures in government hospitals actually work. It tackles things like corruption, xenophobia, and just the mess that is the public health state.
And I think also like mental health plays a huge role here because Masichaba has anxiety, and the way that it's always like passed off or invalidated by people around her is just like so sad. And but now we're first going to go into a book tag that is by the book. It's DE, so I never know how to pronounce it. The book. It's on what's this? Goodreads, and I'll just put it on the tag down below. And after that, we'll just like unpack the book a bit. So it will be a kind of like a longish video, and I apologize for that for people who have like short attention spans.
Don't drag me.
Okay. Your favorite book?
My favorite book is Dancing in the Dust by Kagiso, Lesego, Molope. Like, it's a really beautiful book.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Least favorite book?
Well, from the ones that I've read, like, I just felt like this one was shaky. Is it what's in my opinion, in my thoughts, by Lerato, well, I forgot her surname. But it's that one, man. There was like a lot of controversy around it. And I was like, actually, I'm going to read it because I want to form my own opinions. And I read it and I was like, whoa, okay.
We'll link a book down below.
Yeah.
So like bad publicity is still good.
No, it's because I really was like, what, I want to see for myself. Because I don't like, not following the hype and not making my own opinions of something. But I read it and I was like, whoa, okay.
A book you currently reading?
I'm reading Assata's Autobiography.
Wow, finally. I gave this to her when like we started being like friends probably like last year, and yet she's only like reading it now. Okay. And last book you would recommend to someone?
A book that I'd recommend to someone. It's The Places Game by Jackie Phamotse.
Okay, a book that you dislike that everyone else seems to love.
Pride and Prejudice. Guys, and we read it. Yeah. Ay, man. And people just have this weird obsession with it. Like, and I'm just like, yes, I read it in high school and I really didn't enjoy it.
Can you read while hearing music?
Yeah, but it has to be like jazz or something.
Okay.
I can't listen to like trap and read. Or Grom and read. My one friend used to study while listening to Grom. I'm like, you also have a friend like that. Like, how can you concentrate, bruh?
And what's the most annoying thing about borrowing someone your book and how it comes back?
It's when like people do
yes, like dog
they leave their notes.
No, and if this note is removable, like it's
But
not gonna
ears.
like. Dog ears are the worst thing ever.
Oh
I had
my
a friend in high school who dog-eared my book and I was like so pissed off. But at least like the thing is you don't want to like also like I don't know create that kind of energy. I don't know, but the thing is it's really like
don't
use a book mark.
Honestly.
Oh, this is for your brother as well. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you. And now we'll discuss Open more in depth. So. Okay, what was like... Okay, for me, to be honest, this is not her best book. Her best book is still Spilt Milk. And have you read that?
I've read Spilt Milk.
Yeah.
But I didn't read Coconut. Because you know, it's like people go Coconut, Spilt Milk. But I did Spilt Milk only.
I would say Spilt Milk is at the top and then Coconut and unfortunately Period Pain. Because for me, it felt like the people were a bit stock characters, so I didn't like really she didn't like open up more in depth about the people. Like I got to learn about her, but it was like, okay, for example, she has this other friend. Oh, spoiler alert! And also like trigger warning, because some of the things we're gonna talk about involve sexual violence or rape. And yeah, so Nyasha, one of her friends is just like put in as this angry kind of immigrant, and like she's just like obviously also like focused and stuff like that. So it was kind of her like Nyasha. Can we talk about their friendship actually, Nyasha and Masichab?
I feel like, you know when you fangirl someone, because that's literally what she did when she was like, oh, I saw her on the road, I kept on seeing her around, and I was like, I definitely want to be friends with this person. But it's like also she didn't have in the friendship, because Nyasha's so vocal. Nyasha's just like black power, you know, she's just like, I don't fucks with white people type of person. And so, and Mashaba's just sweet and humble and anxious, and you know, so I felt like in the friendship, Nyasha, obviously because she's outspoken, she had the most to say, and she kind of, it almost looked as if she dictated the friendship. But I also, regarding the campaign that she started having, I don't think she did it out in a good place. Like, she was just doing it to prove a point to her friend that actually, I do care about these issues. And sometimes it's like, you don't have to do something as big as that. It's just like in everyday conversations. Like, she could have told her sister, I think it was Sister Lerato or Sister Agnes, that actually, no, Untoishong are you right? Because A, B, C, and D. You know, so it's just things like that. And I really just felt like, I wanted to know more about Nyasha. I wanted to know, why is Nyasha so angry? Why doesn't Nyasha like white people? Also, there's just this weird thing.
I don't think like we have to have a reason why she doesn't like white people as well.
Okay, no, definitely, I get that. But it's like, I just want to know why she thinks the way that she thinks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what also like was so toxic to me about their friendship was when obviously Nyasha is dealing a lot with xenophobia, but at the same time Umas Chaba has like mental health issues or has a mental illness, and the way Nyasha would just like invalidate
and like
Masi Chaba thing and dismiss her, it was so, that friendship was just like a really a bad friendship. And I don't know, like I don't, like, even the way that it ended and the way, okay, we're not gonna spoil that part at least, but it was just like, yeah, it was so bad.
And because she really needed her at that point in time, because it was just right after her sexual assault. And the way she was like, no, just get up and let's keep it moving. I was literally like, dude, you are not afraid.
And another thing about, okay, I always want to talk about, in our books in South Africa, we have a lot of actually even like across Africa, we have like a lot of books with sexual assault that depict sexual assaults or sexual violence.
And it was very raw.
Yeah. And I understand that it's like reflective of our society, but at the same time, like it just makes me sad that we'll never be able to really write books without, let's say, sexual violence. Like it's so prominent in our society and who we are, and it's like really, really sad.
No, definitely. And also just like how she goes through the motions when because she journals.
Yeah.
This book is basically like a whole journal.
To God.
And so she was like to God, oh, is it because I did this and that, but I kind of did everything right?
Yeah.
And it was like, dude, it's not your fault even. Like that really made me sad. And also, I don't know, like I've noticed that Kopano has a thing with interracial, should I call them relationships? Or it's a
interracial relation. It's not even like with the white boy, but then like perception, like a relationship with a white person is really important to her. And it is obviously a valid experience and everything. Maybe it is like it's a niche. Is it called a niche? Sometimes I use words that I don't know.
It's an area of expertise.
But it's just even like coconut.
With spilled milk,
yes.
And I was cringing the whole time.
Especially towards the end. And now this, and it's
and also wayanga kulumi France.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
But I'm glad because like I'm glad that they were like basically 3
black women.
Yeah, black women. So Master Chaba's mom,
is very xenophobic.
But also Master Chaba is also xenophobic. But she like makes it like it's a thing that you do in Zimbabwe more. So if you like those little
subliminals, guys, I'm like, that is just very like, and we actually need to have a chat about that. So we see the things that we say when we're joking.
Yeah,
that's literally perpetuates that line of thinking.
Yeah, and also like when it's also like talks about how, because we also always have this thought about, okay, we should have more black women psychologists, and like I understand the importance of that, but we can't assume that all our kinfolk are kinfolk, basically, because Master Chaba, has a psychologist here who...
Dr. Pagan?
She puts her through the most, because I marked why I marked it. Basically, when Master Chaba got raped, she was like... because it's corrective rape, because she was raped because of a petition to be against xenophobia. And she obviously Dr. Pagama is like, okay, she was correctly raped, so she should like maybe start a paper about this kind of
I didn't like that.
And then she'll be like,
I'm still traumatized. Why are you suggesting that we write a paper together? That really bored me. I was just like, what kind is this?
Dude, and literally she'd been thinking she and I might write a scientific paper about it together if I was up to it. Of course, she would be the first author as it was her idea, but I would be acknowledged. I was like, what? Dude, I was like, what? Okay, that was out of focus because I was so angry. And that was just... Look, I took out it's clean, it's still clean. Focus. And so Satan Jamba fans basically.
No.
And
she really did a lot. And also just her forcing her to say, I mean, I understand that acknowledging what you went through is also a healing process. But if I'm not ready, that's the thing. And I felt like she was just rushing her process so much. And so many people around her were putting pressure on her. People were telling her, get back to work. You need to make money.
Dude, when HR contacted her and said that if you don't come back within this time, I was like...
And it was so insensitive because, first of all, I got raped within the premises of the building.
Yeah. And no one paid attention to me.
No one paid attention. Secondly, I have been working tirelessly. I have become a corpse because she even mentions that the way I just like it's a daily thing, it's a daily routine. I even lie to people and say that their family members might live, knowing very well that they won't. I just sedate people in my sleep and things like that. And it's like, wow, dude, our doctors actually go through so much. Because I know as black people, we really glamorize studying medicine or becoming a doctor because we think, oh, you're mad, but it's like, wow, mental health really plays a big role in everything that you do. So if you're desensitized yourself and you can't function, then uzosenzani?
And before we finish, how many stars would you give this book?
I would give it
out of 5.
Out of 5, I would give it a 4.
Yeah.
It's a really good book. I think I really enjoyed how, like, just the rawness of it, because it really felt like a different experience. Because Spilt Milk was more, oh, okay, this is the chat, you know, and then this one was like, okay, dude, she was very brutally honest. Oh, also another thing we forgot to mention is that when she talks about Tiamo, her brother's suicide, dude, the first time I read it, I was like, hey, because I went back, I think she said something like, Tiamo used to paint pain and that made him really sad, and then he killed himself. And I was like, dude, how can you talk about your brother dying just like that? And then she goes deeply into it. Oh, it also discusses, you know, how to grieve.
Yeah, because she kept on like calling him sometimes or emailing him, and that was so.
Very
And when
weird.
people like found out, and
that's another thing. You know, there are different ways of mourning, and I feel like our families also need to acknowledge that. You know, because
sorry. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
But yeah, because also I think because my uncle passed away recently, right? And then we were going to the funeral and stuff, and I was feeling so overwhelmed. I literally told my mom, I was like, dude, I don't vibe with what's happening right here, because this is really not my way of healing. Then you're gonna spend lots amounts of money to show how much we love this person. Can he smell them? You know, and I was just really overwhelmed.
That is significant, but we'll talk about that another day.
Yeah, that's a chat for another day. But I just really didn't, and it felt like, okay, now it's time for you to cry.
Yeah.
And it was like, there's different ways of dealing, different ways of mourning, and so I was really like, we need to let people be, basically.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I would give it. Thank you for asking. I would give it 3 stars.
So rude.
How are you rude? Because you didn't.
I was about to go. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
I would give the book 3 stars.
Yeah.
As much as I did enjoy it, but I feel like it's obviously a very like short book. And I felt like I needed more depth, to be honest, like with a lot of things, because the issues that she put out were really, really important, and I wish that she would have trusted herself to like still like deep in with it, like dive deeper within it. But I'm still proud of her, to be honest. So
you're doing amazing, sweetie.
Yes, you are.
So what are the themes of the book before we end?
Before we end, this is a long video.
Sorry everyone.
The themes are, you go.
Corruption, rape and rape culture.
You said this at the beginning, though.
Sorry, I still have more to say.
Xenophobia.
Police inefficiencies, xenophobia.
Mental health. Suicide,
activism. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and you want people to follow you on Twitter or Instagram,
please do. I need to up my numbers and fellow maps. Please.
And I'll also put my book reads review down below to find out how I felt about the book, as well as please like, comment, subscribe if this is your kind of content, share, and thank you for watching, everyone. And yeah, hope you watched until the end. I'm so sorry.
If you did, thank you. We love you.
Thank you and bye.
Good night.
It's the morning.
Wow, it's the internet.
Okay, bye.
Peace out.